Oh, okay. Welcome to News Smash Up, where we will take some of the current news, headlines, and reports and smash them together.
Let's get to it.
First up, ship on fire carrying luxury cars. Last week, hundreds of luxury vehicles and a ship were lost at sea from a fire. Luckily, no fatalities here.
Here's a slice of the news coverage.
MarineTraffic.com shows the Felicity Ace was traveling from Germany to Rhode Island when the blaze started. For over 2 days, the vessel, which according to the Associated Press can carry more than 18,000 tons, left to float adrift in flames. A nearby port captain telling Reuters the smoking ship is carrying roughly 4,000 vehicles. Among the cars, luxury rides worth millions of dollars, including 189 Bentleys and over 1,000 Porsches. A Porsche representative telling NBC, "Our immediate thoughts are of relief that the 22 crew of the merchant ship Felicity Ace are safe and well," adding anyone concerned by this incident and the implications on the car they've ordered should contact their Porsche dealer.
It makes me sad to think about the cars that are out there, the cars that are not going to make it to their homes.
Car lover and luxury auto show organizer Stuart Sobek says many of those high-end cars are bespoke, custom-made to order.
How long would someone have been waiting for one of those luxury vehicles before this incident?
But depending on the model, they might have been waiting 6 months or a year. And it all depends on what the model.
I don't know about you, but those custom-made cars are not cheap, especially if they're a Bentley or Porsche.
Yeah, and custom made and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane to lose that.
Headlines today are all about Ukraine. Map check of invasion. These reports are from around day 9.
So here's the strategic picture in Ukraine on day 9 of this invasion. The areas in red, as you can see there, are the ones that Russian forces control, still attacking Ukraine from 3 angles, from the north, the east, and the south.
Same thing, different day. It seems like there's a little bit of Russian movement here in the south. A lot of bombardment continues in these places around Kharkiv, and especially in the suburbs around Kyiv, as this Russian movement continues, as we've seen for many days, to try to encircle the capital city.
I can't believe it's happening.
I know, it's crazy. Gun violence in teens. Recently in Iowa, this happened.
Now at 4:30, we have some breaking news from Des Moines, Iowa. Police say 3 teenagers are in critical condition after a school shooting at a high school there. Now, police say suspects have been detained and authorities do not believe there is a continued threat to the public. Of course, we'll continue to track the story, bring you updates.
Breaking news from Iowa following a deadly shooting outside a high school in Des Moines yesterday. Authorities have arrested 6 teenagers, all from Des Moines, and charged each of them with first-degree murder. They're also charged with attempted murder. The gunshots were fired outside East High School in Des Moines Monday afternoon from multiple vehicles, according to police. The arrested suspects range in age from 14 to 17. A 15-year-old boy was killed who was not a student at the school. Police say he was the intended target, however. 2 teenage girls were also shot and had no connection to the shooting. They both remain in the hospital.
That's definitely something you don't expect to happen at a school.
Yes, it's very unfortunate that, that has to happen at school. It's one thing that it happens, at a public gathering, but it's another thing if it happens at school. Not to say that the two are, the two aren't worse than the other. Well, technically speaking, when it comes to being at school, that's extremely unfortunate. And if you ask me personally, I believe that charging those teens with just first-degree murder isn't enough to, justify a death of a student, regardless of what the reason was behind them killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Anonymous targets Russian networks. The hacker group reacts to Russian aggression in Ukraine.
This is a message to Vladimir Putin from Anonymous.
The group calls itself Anonymous. Unaffiliated hackers around the world now putting Russia in the crosshairs.
Members of Anonymous have declared cyber war against your aggressive regime.
They claim they've already targeted more than 1,500 Russian websites, including Kremlin-controlled news agencies, the Ministry of Defense and Space Agency, Russian oil companies, internet providers, even TV channels.
And is targeting Russian websites. The group that has also targeted U.S. sites in the past now says Putin's regime is fair game.
Anonymous claims to have hacked a Russian Ministry of Defense database and even a Russian nuclear institute. What role does the world's most famous hacker group play in this conflict? And could Anonymous even hack into nuclear weapons systems? Anonymous is a hacker collective that is organized in an informal and decentralized way. Therefore, it is often impossible to attribute their actions with absolute certainty. But hackers linked to Anonymous have claimed the following. Allegedly, Russian state television was hacked to show images of the war. And documents from a Russian Ministry of Defense database have been published. Another hacker linked to Anonymous claims there were attacks on Russian government websites, news agencies, and banks.
Ooh. I can't imagine that.
That's something, especially if they could, at some point hack into their military nuclear weapons. If that happens, I honestly have no words for that, to say the least. Next up, ban on Russian oil. President Biden announces another sanction.
President Biden banning Russian oil imports and warning us all we're going to be paying the price at the pump.
We're banning all imports of Russian oil and gas and energy. Americans have rallied to support their Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war.
A new poll out today shows 7 in 10 Americans support a Russian oil ban, even if it means higher gas prices.
The president mentioned that, listen, some of our allies aren't in that same position, but we already have seen some of them start to move in the same direction. The UK announcing that it would be gradually weaning itself off of Russian oil, and I would assume that many of our other allies would follow suit whenever they can.
I don't know about you, but that's, yeah. My main question is, what is yet to come? What is going to be the catalyst to, this all ending and, us to just finally have peace,
Yeah, I don't really know.
It's very unfortunate. That's all, and that's all the smashed up news we have for you today. It's been a tough few weeks in the news, but we hope you'll check back soon for another news smash up.